welcome Jane. Thank you so much for joining us here at Open City in the Mob Museum in downtown Las Vegas. This room right here, Open City, is all about Las Vegas in really what we consider the golden age. So like the 1940s to the 1970s. And that's what we've got here in this case. So we've got objects from the Flamingo, from the Desert Inn. We've got things from the Stardust and Folies Bergère showgirls costume from the Tropicana. It's very fun stuff. This is definitely a room that really gets people in the early Las Vegas sort of atmosphere.
Yeah, I love it.
One of the things that I talked about on the podcast was Bugsy Siegel and how there's this misconception that he really started Las Vegas. And this is actually the area of the museum where we sort of break down that story and talk about how he was very instrumental, but it wasn't really initially his idea, that his idea for the Flamingo came from Billy Wilkerson. And these Flamingos were handed out at the grand opening of the hotel. That's a slot machine from early Flamingo. It's just a fun case that really does talk about Las Vegas history. The Moulin Rouge was the first integrated hotel casino in Las Vegas. So in 1955 when it opened, it was the first place that allowed whites and blacks to stay and play in the same hotel casino. So that's kind of a fun one. Now we are in the underground here at the Mob Museum. We're in the basement area, and the underground is all about Prohibition. So this is our speakeasy and distillery area. And this is a really fun space because it's still educational. You've got museum exhibits around the area. We've got historical objects and photos from the 1920s. But we also have this fully operational bar. So we create period-appropriate cocktails from the 1920s and 30s. We also serve appetizers here. It's a fun date night. It's a fun drink night out with your friends. And it's really just an exciting, immersive 1920s space.
Yeah, any top favorite cocktails on the menu, Claire?
That's a great question. So we distill our own moonshine here at the Mob Museum. We make 100% corn moonshine. And so I think my favorite cocktail is our Moonshine Smash. It incorporates that moonshine that we make here, but it's fruity, it's fun. And one of the things that I do love about our moonshine is that it's a lot smoother than you would think of when you traditionally think of a moonshine. We take it very seriously, our distillation process. And so that's, I think, my favorite cocktail.
Love it, I'll take one.
There are so many fun little secret elements of the underground, and that is because during Prohibition, drinking and going to a speakeasy, going out with your friends to have a drink was really an illicit, illegal act. And so it was a very secretive process, and we wanted to really mirror that in our speakeasy. So you don't have to come in through the main museum door to get down here. We also have a side entrance. But in order to get into that side entrance, you do have to give us the password, which you can find on our social media channels. And then another fun secret element is our VIP room. So behind one of the framed pictures in the underground, we actually have a secret VIP space.